So we're off to the Kennedy Space Center today and we're just waiting for the bus. Are you excited?
Yes, very excited.
Just stood in very hot sun right now waiting for this bus.
It is 27 degrees and it's 8:30.
It's very, very hot. Very hot. And we're just next to the wheel. I don't know if you can see it. Woo. This is where we get the bus from with the grey line bus that takes you to Kennedy Space Center. We did it through Floritics, and it's a coach there and back, and it includes your entrance tickets in the price. I think it was like $50 each. 50 something dollars each, I think. Tour first. Apparently it's going to rain later and it would be better off to do it without the rain, so bus tour it is. There's the world's largest space shop apparently. So in we go.
Like stand on them.
Oh, they're light up.
NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Welcome to Kennedy Space Center! My name is Noble. I will be your host out to the Saturn V Center. Along the way, we will go past launch pad 39A and 39B. And hopefully it's not too warm. We'll see some alligators in around. But in the meantime, I do have a few rules. Please, for your safety, remain seated at all times while the coach is in motion. This means once we get started, if you're sitting on the right and there's an alligator on the left, you do not get up and go to the left side to see the alligator, because chances are on the return it'll be on the right. So once we get started, please, for your safety, remain seated where you are now. Thank you. Also, please turn all cell phones to silent or vibrate. The flight was only 15 minutes. He splashed down off the coast of the Bahamas. Can you imagine going from here to the Bahamas in 15 minutes? If you will look below the rocket, you will see a blue base plate. That was the launch pad in 1961. And below that is a red piece of metal. That was the blast deflector. In 1961, launch control was in a bunker, a mere 300 feet from that rocket, compared to 3.5 miles today. 8B. The building itself takes up 8 acres of land, and as stated in the video, it does have the world's largest doors. It has 4 bay doors, 2 on the west side, 2 on the east side. Each door is 456 feet tall. They open in an upside down key, and they open in sections. Each section weighs 32 tons. It takes one door approximately 45 minutes to completely open and 45 minutes to completely close. Ladies and gentlemen, to your direct front, you will see a small white building. It's one of 3. Those are called OPFs, Orbiter Processing Facilities. Basically, they were the hangars for the shuttles when they were here. As we get closer, if you will look to your right, you will see that Boeing is in OPF number 3. They have painted a blue mural portraying their new space capsule floating in space.
For the Apollo program, and has since been updated to accommodate the space shuttle and now NASA's SLS rocket. Weighing in as we approach this area. And remember, we are visiting a working spaceport, so while the crawler may not stay in one area for very long, it's bound to be out here somewhere. Now, let me introduce you to my friend John Giles, the crawler, which is moving rockets.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see to your right, we have two crawlers. To your far right is crawler number 1. To your right front is crawler number 2. They were built in 1960. This platform is special because this is the platform that Apollo 11 lifted, a tall mobile launcher. It's a combination of the fixed service structure and the mobile launch platform. I'll tell you more about that later on once we get to the launch pads. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come around the east side of the building, to your right front, you will see a white building with dark windows. Can anyone tell me what building that is? No one knows?
Launch control.
That is the Launch Control Center. I'll tell you more about that later on in the tour also.
Launching payloads into space, allowing more and more exciting technology to be deployed for use.
There's an identical one on the opposite side of the pad that holds liquefied oxygen. They maintain the temperature in those tanks at a minimum of minus 200 degrees below. Okay, now on to launch pad 39B.
That could damage the spacecraft during liftoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, before they started using water to suppress the sound of the rockets, it's a combination of the fixed service structure and the mobile launch platform. It was brought out here by the crawler, and it was built for Texas at Johnson Space Center. Mission control has control until the shuttle has landed, the capsule has splashed down, or the mission is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will look to your left, you will see an American flag. Below that American flag is a bright blue box. Parachutes and the astronauts land safely back to Earth. To your right front is the Orbiter Access Control Arm and White Room. The astronauts walk across that to board the space shuttle or the space capsule. Up front is the M113 personnel carrier. It was on the launch pad.
At the Lunar Theater, located at the nose end of the Saturn V rocket, you can relive the experience of Neil Armstrong's historic landing and first steps on the moon.
Wow.
Thank you. Our presentation will begin shortly. Ears and hearing disabilities, please be seated in the front row.
Mankind is about to leave his planet behind and journey to another. It is one of those rare moments when history is not being made, destiny is being embraced.
Oh my god. Wow. Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's massive.
Well, a very good morning, folks. The next students will be conducting a free walking guided tour of the rocket.
Wow. Wow, it's amazing. It's absolutely massive. This probably won't even show how big it is. It's so big. Becky wants to go up and have a look.
That was like the astronauts.
Yeah. That looks really cool.
Yeah, but there were 3 of them. They had to live in there.
Yeah. Wow.
What's going on?
Okay, so really annoyingly my battery's flashing and I've completely forgot to bring one of the 2 spare batteries out. But this is the rocket that you can stand. Okay, my camera's died, so I had to switch to my phone. This is the touch the moon bit. Wow. Wow. that was collected by astronaut Jack near the module running site. Wow. This is the Astro van. You got it in. Yeah. That's it. And I give it a twirl. You go in. Hey, there we go. Which one did you get?
I wanted the rocket one.
Let's have a look.
Yay!
Ooh, look at that. That's lovely. Yeah, happy?
Yes.
Good. So this is from the front of the rocket. Those at the back before. It's absolutely massive. There's the Atlantis. Wow. It's absolutely amazing.
Come on.